This is Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. Today's topic is how soon after arrival on a K1 visa can your new spouse leave the USA?
Visa Coach. Fast, easy, and personal.
I am Fred Wall, the Visa Coach, and I am known for the personal one-on-one relationship that we share. That's you, me, and your partner as we work together as a team to overcome the many challenges of immigration. Don't risk your happiness. Don't go this course alone. Alone, it's far too easy for you to make mistakes that cause tears, delays, and expensive denials. Do pick up the phone and speak with me directly so that you and I can get to know each other. This is the free consultation I talk about later. Now, if we are compatible, well, that's the beginning of our beautiful relationship to get you the immigration approvals that you need. Now, this is what two of my clients, Jada and Mohammed, had to say. Mohammed comes from Iran, and I helped him get his fiance visa and his green card. When Mohammed and I first got together, we were very confused as to how we could continue our relationship with the ultimate goal of marrying. We began researching online and came upon Mr. Wall's page. Mr. Fred was amazing and made this process easy and much less stressful for us both. Mohammed's interview lasted only 5 minutes before they approved his visa. The process is hard, but with the help and guidance of Mr. Fred, we have made it this far and will soon be married. Thank you, Mr. Wall, for all of your support, and we look forward to continuing on to the next part of our journey with you. Now, let's talk about how soon can your spouse leave the USA after arriving on a K1 fiance visa. The fiance visa is a single entry visa. It allows your fiance to enter the USA one time only. And officially, your fiance is granted only a short 90-day stay. The expectation is your foreign fiance arrives. She spends more time with you, sees where you live, experiences your lifestyle, meets your friends, and the future in-laws, and providing that all goes well, marries you within 90 days of arrival. But getting the visa, arriving to the USA, and marrying is not quite enough. In order to remain in the USA, there is one more step, and that is to apply to U.S. immigration to remain as a lawful permanent resident. This is called applying for adjustment of status, adjusting from a temporary 90-day visitor to a lawful permanent resident. The process usually takes about, 9 months to a year. And the final proof that permanent residency has been approved is the driver's license size ID card that comes in the mail. And this is the so-called green card. Now, once permanent residency is granted, your wife is officially permitted to live in the USA, to work here, and to cross into and out of the USA. While the case, though, with immigration is pending, remember, it'll take about 9 to 12 months. Your spouse is automatically allowed to remain and live in the USA. But what if your spouse doesn't want to wait a whole year without traveling? Perhaps she or he wants to travel outside the USA sooner. Maybe wants to take a second honeymoon in the Caribbean, or return to the home country to attend a family reunion. Well, U.S. immigration understands that an applicant may want to travel and that USCIS's deliberations do take a long time. Okay? So during or after applying for adjustment of status, your spouse can opt to also submit an extra application for what is called advance parole. Advance parole, is like a get out of jail free card, though in this case it's a get out of and also return to USA card. Once granted, it allows your spouse to come and go to and from the USA while she is waiting on the permanent residency to be granted. Now, once permanent residency is granted and the green card arrives, the advanced parole card can be discarded. Now, the normal process is one applies for adjustment of status plus advanced parole at the same time. And while adjustment of status is expected to take 9 to 12 months, advanced parole takes about 3 months. And once approved, advanced parole is demonstrated by another similar ID-sized card that's also green. Okay. It looks very much like the green card, which will come in the mail later. Now, once granted advanced parole, your spouse can start a trip and leave the USA. And on return, at the U.S. border, she presents the advanced parole card and her passport and will be allowed to re-enter the USA. Now, in normal practice, most couples need some time to organize themselves after arrival on the fiancé visa and before the wedding, and then need some more time after the wedding to open up joint accounts, assign beneficiaries, and so on that are so important to create the evidences needed for a smooth adjustment of status application. So in most cases, I advise couples to anticipate a minimum of 5 months before advanced parole is granted and travel outside the USA can begin. Now this breaks down to, well, a month before the wedding, plus a month after the wedding, and then 3 more months after adjustment of status and advanced parole applications have been submitted. Total of 5 months for the advanced parole card to arrive. Now, it's possible to shorten the process. The couple could marry immediately upon arrival, and then immediately afterwards apply for adjustment of status, which, well, could result in the advanced parole issued the earliest as possible, and for the fiancé to leave the USA the soonest, about 3 months. But this kind of rush would not be that comfortable, but is possible. Okay? Now, what if there is an emergency in the home country? Well, U.S. immigration has that possibility covered too. The application for adjustment of status must be already submitted and underway, okay? Because she has to show her intent that she wants to stay in the USA. But if the marriage has not yet occurred or the application for permanent residency has not been submitted, well, then there's really nothing USCIS can do. And if she leaves before the marriage, before adjustment of status has been applied for, well, you'll have to go back to zero and repeat the entire visa process again. Okay. But if the adjustment of status application has been submitted, and then in case an emergency occurs, it's possible to get the advanced parole very fast. Instead of waiting the 3 months, usually she can get it the same day. You and your new spouse visit the nearest USCIS office with proof of the emergency, and in such cases, USCIS has been very, very helpful. Bottom line, under normal circumstances, expect to wait about 5 months before traveling outside the USA. But with a rush wedding and rush adjustment of status application, the time needed could be shaved to about 3 months. Finally, if an emergency happens while adjustment of status is pending, it is possible to get permission to travel, often the same day. This was Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. Now please like or add your comments to this video, and then go to VisaCoach.com and sign up for the Visa Coach monthly newsletter. Each month it is full of tips and advice on immigration, and it's free of charge. Now finally, when you are ready to get started, well, call me for your free consultation and speak with me directly.
Before starting your immigration adventure, before entering an arcane maze of rules, regulations, and procedures, before committing yourself to a risky path that could mean an end to your happiness, speak with the Visa Coach and ask for his free consultation. He listens to you to learn the red flags and strengths of your case, your eligibility and goals. He will suggest which visa is right for you, the best strategy to get it, and how soon your love can join you. The friendly advice and wisdom he'll freely share with you might make the difference between approval and denial, and could save you months or years of loneliness and separation. What have you got to lose? Book your free consultation today.